Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm documenting my real, unfiltered journey going through the Course Careers Data Analytics program as a complete beginner. I have no computer science degree and I have no analytics background. Today, I officially hit 25% complete, which means I've just wrapped up the entire Excel section including my first project. So I figured this would be a perfect time to share what I've actually learned so far, the wins, the surprises, and whether or not I still think this course is beginner friendly. So let's get into it. So first things first, what have I learned thus far? Well, as you can see, we are just like usual back into the actual course careers uh, platform. Um, and again, picking up from where we left off in my last video, clearly I continue to go through the Excel practice. And so pretty much that meant that I had finished all of the theory and the learnings when it comes to Excel analysis. And really, you can think about all of these various areas. I would categorize them as basically three things. One, cleaning up the data. Two, analyzing the data. And then three, actually going through visualizations, right? And so when you're into this practice part, you'll see that this Excel practice had 7 lessons and 1 exercise. So I worked through which is during week 3 for me. So technically, week 1, right? If we scroll back up to the top, week 1 was just me going through the introduction. Week 2 was me starting the Excel. And then week 3 was me going through the practice stuff. Right. And so I worked through all of these practice examples. And then you'll also see that I did have another exercise. And so I did, pass the exercise. I passed the quote unquote quiz. Um, Similarly to what we have discussed before in the previous video when I talked about Excel, this sort of quote unquote quiz, it was um, in this case, it asked us questions about the 2 practice projects that we had worked on. So you got to do the practice project in order to be able to actually um, select, the correct answer for your exercise. And so after this exercise, then that did unlock the Excel portfolio project for me. Now, before this course, I did, use Excel, but again, that was really only at a basic level. So you got to think, simple tables, filters, maybe an occasional chart. Um, but, like you said, if you look towards the left of the screen, right, pivot tables, yeah, absolutely. I didn't know anything about pivot tables. All of that was brand new to me. And, what's wild is that I did end up using pivot tables at work to help a supervisor with a last minute data request. And it did. Me learning about pivot tables through Course Careers, I mean, it saved me hours, right? And I had even mentioned when I had did that specific video that had I tried to do it manually, it likely would have taken me all week. So I'm very thankful to what I had learned in this course. Because of that, I was able to pull that information together within a day. So, quite frankly, that moment alone made me realize that this course wasn't just theory, it's applicable in real life right now. And so, as you can see from earlier, uh, basically how this portion of the um, course ends, it's always going to end with a portfolio project. So in this case, what you see me here is I'm working through both the practice projects and what I really liked about the practice project is that initially I just literally, went through case by case, answering like the questions. But I did kind of feel like the way that I was answering it was just very sort of matter of factly. And so once I was done, with quote unquote answering the questions, then I really took a step back to kind of like put on a different hat to say, okay, when I actually go to like truly summarize my insights, what's going to be a value added way for me to communicate that? Just like kind of thinking long term here about not just completing the course, but actually um, like how I'm going to have to talk to, an executive, or I might have to give a presentation to, a vice president, a director, maybe a C-suite person, like for my data. And so I think that's one of the beauties of how this course, is laid out. So when you do complete your projects, they do become part of your course careers profile later, and you can also share it in the Discord for feedback to get feedback from the teaching assistants. So, I know some of you are wondering, okay, is this really for beginners? Based on me actually finishing the whole module, do I still feel like it is really for beginners? And so I will continue to say that yes. So far, yes, I do truly feel that the way Course Careers has set this whole thing up, that it is for beginners. But I'll also, continue to be real and transparent, with you all. It still does take focus. The videos themselves are clear. The quizzes give real-time feedback when you get stuck, but you're going to get the most out of it when you actually practice and you're not just watching these videos, passively. So, for perspective, as I shared earlier on, I do have a 9 to 5 job, so I'm working a full-time job. I've been dedicating about 2 hours a day. Either I do, sometimes it just depends on my work schedule. Sometimes I might do an hour before work, I might do an hour after work, or I may do 2 hours, after work. But basically, like I said, I've been averaging about 2 hours a day. If for some reason I can't, something happens that day and I can't commit to the course careers, then basically I just make it up during the weekend. And so what I have found is that this pacing is working well for me. So clearly, you're going to be able to go either faster or slower, depending on what your schedule is, what your obligations may be. So, what's next? Well, next up for me is going to be Tableau. Um, I am nervous, but I'm also kind of excited. And I feel like the reason why I'm excited is because I feel like, I've already gotten so much out of Excel, so I can literally just like only imagine what's ahead. So that's where I'm at. I'm 25% done. I am feeling good about my decision to enroll in this course. If you are still on the fence, the only thing I would recommend is, to feel free to keep watching these videos. I'm sharing everything in real time, so that way you'll know exactly what this journey looks like, the good, the bad, and everything in between. I think, I'll obviously link the playlist within this video, but I would say, thus far, the episodes that I've done, I feel like, I am continuing to be as transparent, as possible. Like I said, whether it's the pros, when I had something good happen at my job, the not so good, the cons. And again, whether or not it's really due to this course or if it's related to this course, right? Because I did have a video that I had posted last week where, quite frankly, I let distractions get to me that had absolutely nothing to do. It wasn't like Course Careers' fault, right? If I got distracted, that was my own accountability. But I basically wasted a week. So that's how come actually um, I'm trying to balance. Okay, yes, this is my life and this is what I'm doing, but ultimately, if I just look at the time that I've spent on Course Careers alone, that pretty much means that it only took me 2 weeks to get through the Excel portion of the program. And so, again, I would just say feel free, keep watching these videos, please. If you're getting value out of them, please like the video, please leave a comment, please subscribe. That really does help out the channel. And again, it just reaffirms that what I'm doing is going to help someone in the future, regardless of if you choose to enroll in Course Careers or not. Just again, if you're looking at data analytics, you can see kind of what these types of courses maybe perhaps can be a positive or perhaps a negative for you. If you are ready to start your own journey, you can use my affiliate link down in the description. That will give you $50 off Course Careers, and that $50 off that actually applies to any of the courses. It doesn't have to be data analytics, but obviously I'm going through the data analytics course, so that's the only thing that I can talk about in my videos specifically. So it doesn't cost you anything extra to use this particular code. Like I said, you would actually get $50 off if you choose to enroll. But obviously, with it being an affiliate link, clearly it would support my channel if you decide to use the affiliate link. So subscribe if you haven't already. I do post new updates every week, and I am sharing tips as I go through the course step by step. I'm also curious. Please drop a comment below. What's one Excel skill you wish you had learned earlier? So I know for me, I wish I would have learned them pivot tables much earlier. But anyhow, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.